Get ready with me while I tell you the other part of the story of how I ended up meeting my son who I gave up for adoption for the first time. So this teenager turns and she's pointing at this kid who's just standing there kind of with a blank look on his face, and she tells my son, "That's your brother." And y'all, my heart stopped beating. I couldn't breathe. I was so speechless. Like, I can't even describe it. I had no words at all. And Jameson looks at me and he's like, "Holy," and I'm like, "Oh my gosh." And so my son, who I gave up for adoption, he comes walking over towards us, and I was like, "Wow, I can't believe this is happening," or something inane. And I said, "Can I hug you?" And he said, "Yeah." And I hugged him, and he held on. He held on. And I pulled back and we were talking. I mean, I don't even know what we were saying because I was just so flabbergasted. And I said, "So you were born October 25th, so that makes you're 18 now." And he just kind of looked at me like, "How do you know my birthday?" He said he had just found out from his parents who I was. He had done some investigating, and I guess they had looked at my Facebook or my son's Facebook, and they knew like who he was and who I was. That girl was his girlfriend. Her name's Bella, and she's a doll babe, and I'm so grateful for her just having the audacity to come running after us in Walmart. I love you, Bella. He was graduating from high school, and they had a lot going on, but he said he wanted to get to know me if I was open to it, which of course I'm open to it. We took a picture and we exchanged numbers, and when they walked away, I turned around and I walked towards like the women's lingerie, and as soon as I was blocked away from them, I just broke down sobbing. And my son Jameson, he's like 6'1", and he just kind of held over me and just protected me and like just let me sob. And he just knew like what a big deal it was. It was a few months before we were able to actually set down a time to meet, but we kept running into each other at these odd times. Like, I sent him a text and I told him basically, "The ball is in your court. I'm completely open, like completely respect whatever you want to do. If you don't want to have anything to do with me, if you want to get together and cuss me out, like whatever you need to do, I'm here for you, and I'm down for it, like whatever it is." And I saw that he had seen the text that said read, but he didn't reply. Ended up seeing him again in Walgreens, and we got to know each other a little bit because he was telling me that he's like an artist. And I said, "Well, you didn't get that from me." And he laughed because, it was the first time he could hear something like that because he was adopted. So finally we were able to meet again, and he texted me and he said, "I'd really like to get to know you. Is there any time that you can meet and talk?" And we set up a time, and it is today in just a few minutes. And so I'm going to finish getting ready and I will keep you updated.